He denied it to me when I brought it to him, and he said, we're in Hollywood now. People are going to try to do this to tear us apart. It's probably AI, but it wasn't.
You would think a messy reality TV divorce would just be another headline, another breakup, another podcast interview, another round of accusations. But what just happened between Jesse and Jordan feels different. Because this was not just a breakup story. This looked like a full-blown narrative takeover. And the timing is what made fans start paying attention. Jesse sat down for Call Her Daddy right as everything around Mormon Wives was already exploding. The Taylor video resurfacing, filming being paused, and behind the scenes, her own marriage quietly falling apart. But then, something unexpected happened. Jordan filed for divorce first. And according to Jesse, he did not just file. He ran to TMZ.
Did you know this video existed?
I did. Obviously, back in 2023, we knew it had happened, and we knew there was a video, but like, we never saw it. I don't like to judge someone in their darkest moment, you know? Like, I don't want to judge the person, I'll judge the mistake. And Taylor really has made a lot of changes, and that's what's so hard for me is like, this is my real friend, and she does have a really good heart, and I love her so much. Seeing that video is like so hard because it's just, there's so much pain underneath the surface for Taylor, and I tell her this all the time, that it's not who Taylor is. She got caught in a really bad cycle, and just seeing that video, and yes, the child being involved is awful, and everyone involved like is really hard. But Taylor's such a good person, and she's made some mistakes, and so is Dakota. And I'm not saying any of it's right, but I know Taylor is a person, and it's so easy to speculate about these people on a reality show. I think when you watch it, like, we're characters, we're not real people, but this is our real lives. And I've seen Taylor in her darkest moments holding her, crying. Like, I've been there for it, so I know what goes on behind the scenes. And I want this to be maybe a wake up call for them, and let's get them healthy and happy and move forward. And I believe people can come back from things like this.
Suddenly, what could have been a private separation turned into a headline. And Jesse says she did not even know it was happening until she got a message asking how she was doing. That is when the story stopped being about a divorce and started looking like a race for control. Because Jesse claims they had an agreement. They were supposed to tell their kids together before anything went public. But instead, she says the news hit the media first, and that moment changed everything. Because now, instead of a quiet split, it became a public narrative battle. And Jesse was not done. She also revealed something even more surprising. Jordan allegedly tried to include a clause in the divorce that would prevent her from speaking about him publicly, which, if true, completely changes the stakes. Because suddenly, this is not just two people ending a marriage. It is two people fighting over who controls the story. And Jesse made it clear she was not going to stay silent.
They paused things for a minute because I think they were like, whoa, like we care about you guys as people. Then we picked back up, and then
just to clarify, like, was that when the initial recent
This was when we found out he filed a police report. So this was before it broke, though. So they were like, you know, for everyone's mental health, like, let's take a beat. And then when news broke, or actually like a little bit before news broke, but we knew it probably was going to, us girls decided. So we went to production and the network, and they were all so supportive, and they were like, we totally get it, you guys come first. They handled it so well, and because of that, I feel like we all felt comfortable being like, you know what, this is our real lives, and if we want this show to continue to be successful, we have to handle this the right way.
But what she revealed next is where things really started to shift. Because Jordan reportedly cited Jesse's past kiss with Marciano as the reason for the divorce. And that confused her. Not just because it happened over a year ago, but because according to Jesse, they had already worked through it. So when she saw that being used as the official reason, she says it felt like something else was going on. And that is when she dropped the allegation that caught everyone off guard. Jesse claimed that an escort service reached out to her during the time all the Marciano drama was happening. She says they provided screenshots, messages, and even his phone number. According to her, she chose not to bring it up publicly at the time. She says she did not want to deflect from her own mistake. But now that Jordan had framed the divorce around her kiss, she felt like she had to respond. And that changed the tone instantly. Because suddenly fans were not just hearing about Jesse's past mistake, they were hearing about a completely different side of the relationship. And that was not all. Jesse also claimed she had heard about Jordan attending certain parties. She admitted she did not personally have proof of those claims, but said people close to her had mentioned it. And at this point, the narrative started to shift. Because instead of Jesse being the one defending herself, she was now raising questions about Jordan's behavior. But what really made this situation escalate were the allegations that followed. Jesse claimed Jordan had gone to extreme lengths to monitor her. She described situations where she believed he hacked her Instagram. She shared a story about responding to someone's birthday message, only to later discover that Jordan allegedly created a fake number and sent himself the conversation to accuse her of cheating. She also claimed he tracked her and listened through cameras in their home. These are serious allegations, and Jesse framed them as the reason she recently changed her phone number. She said she still keeps her old phone for communication about their children, but that Jordan no longer has access to her new one. And suddenly, this stopped looking like a typical reality TV breakup. It started looking like a full-scale fallout. But the timing made everything even more complicated, because all of this is happening while filming for Mormon Wives is paused. And that is important, because none of this has actually been filmed yet. Meaning, when filming resumes, producers now have an entirely different story to work with. And fans quickly realized something. Jesse might be shaping season 5 before cameras even start rolling, because the public narrative is already forming, sympathy is shifting, and the audience is already choosing sides. Meanwhile, Jesse also revealed she has been living in a hotel for over a week, despite saying she pays for the house. She claimed Jordan told her she could stay in the spare bedroom, but that if she wanted the divorce, she should be the one to leave, which again shifted public reaction, because fans started asking why she would leave a house she pays for. And the more details came out, the more the story kept escalating. Jesse also addressed something that worried fans, her prenup. On the show, she previously believed the prenup might not be valid because it did not have witnesses. But she now says her lawyers confirmed it is still valid, meaning Jordan likely will not receive part of her business. However, she did say she may still owe child support and spousal support, and that is when another layer of the story emerged. Jesse described herself as the breadwinner, which added a completely different dynamic to the divorce, because now fans were not just seeing a relationship ending, they were seeing a power shift. And that power shift did not stop there. Jesse also talked about how Jordan was becoming competitive with dad talk on the show, and fans already had strong opinions about that. Many viewers felt the dad talk segments were not well received. Some thought they came across as jealous of the women, and Jesse hinted that she felt it might be time for that part of the show to end, which again changes the future of the series. Because if dad talk disappears and Jordan's role becomes uncertain, season 5 could look completely different. But just when it seemed like the story could not get more intense, new rumors started circulating. There were claims that Jordan could potentially face legal trouble.
Seems like Jordan might not be going to jail. So under the Mormon Wives report post about this, he commented, "News to me." So Chase's sister, Asia, had commented underneath my post saying, "I was just making a video from another video I saw on TikTok, guys." Because originally I thought she got the tea from like her brothers because they know Jordan. And Chase responded to her comment saying, "We might actually have to shoot the messenger for this. Sorry, Asia." Zach Affleck also commented under the Mormon Wives report and said, "Damn it, I told you to pay your speeding ticket." But a lot of people were bringing up great points when we thought this might be true. Everyone's like, how is there a production pause right now? Because this is the moment they should have the cameras up and running. Not just about this, obviously. I mean, mainly about their divorce. Like the fact that production is on pause and they're not filming what's happening right now is like a missed opportunity. And that's why, like, if this was Bravo would literally, like, let's say they weren't even in the middle of filming a season, they'd be like, pick up the cameras. Remember the whole Scandival and the way they picked up those cameras? Because they're like, we want to get the tea. Bravo is the best at doing that. I don't really see, like, anyone else like them. So yeah, I'm gonna need Bravo to, like, I don't know, step on in, maybe take over.
These rumors came from social media posts tied to people connected to the cast. Nothing confirmed, but enough to get fans talking. And then came another development. Reports surfaced that Jordan had filed for a restraining order against Jesse. And suddenly, this situation went from dramatic to unpredictable. Because now, the story was not just about allegations. It was about legal actions. And the bigger picture started becoming clear. This was not just an interview. This was not just a divorce. This looked like the beginning of a complete reset for Mormon Wives. Because filming is paused, the cast dynamic is changing, Jordan's role is uncertain, and Jesse has already stepped forward to tell her side. Which means when cameras return, the audience already knows the stakes. And that is rare for reality TV. Usually, the drama unfolds on screen, but this time it is unfolding before filming even begins.